Hello, boys and girls, and children of all ages, and welcome to another episode of Montez at Midday. I'm your host, Dre Montez, and it is Throwback Thursday edition of the show. How we doing? Hope everyone is doing well. It is Libra season. Hello, fall. Where have you been? We have missed you for sure. We have high fives in the building. Chest bump. Let's hug this thing out. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. As I said, shout out to all Libras out there. It is Libra season, Libra Nation. All Libras, please rise to the occasion. If you're off today, all right. A little liquid sunshine today, but I think the weather is pretty cool to me. I like this time of the year. Not too cold, not too hot. And you can still walk the pets early in the morning. If you celebrate an anniversary, happy anniversary to you for sure. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much. Like, share, comment, really appreciate it. And visit the website for sure at www.dremontez.com. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Twitter. Hello, YouTube. Let's get those YouTube numbers up, guys. Help me with that by going to YouTube, Dre Montez. It is free to join. You can also TikTok with us as well. You can also TikTok with us as well. What up, Ms. D? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Well, let's get our pillars out the way, people, and get boots on the ground. We're going to let it go. Ignore them. Give it time. Don't compete. Stay calm. It's on you. And laugh. Laughter is definitely a key. We're getting in that crucial time of the year. Weather's about to change, about to see people we normally don't see. And with the different holidays approaching, we know emotions can be on an all-time high, a low, a very standoffish. So do yourself a favor and understand your surroundings. Wave to people. Speak back. Give eye contact. It's just communication. I think it's something we need to get better at for sure. A few things we're going to talk about today about the Major League Baseball playoff crowd. Wow. Got Thursday night football on tap for college football as well as the NFL. And an interesting topic I would love to discuss if you have something to comment about it. It's about getting out of the friend zone. And I was going to talk about the NBA. A few teams on the mind have already about winning the championship. And what if you gave a $20,000 gift to your child as a wedding present and they didn't use it on the wedding? More topics like that today on Montez at Midday. Again, take a look at the sponsors on the list. If you're in Bell Vegas this weekend, they have the chili cook-off going on. State your name. Love me some white chili. I think the fire department makes the best chili, hands down. I've probably been to about 15 chili cook-offs in my lifetime. And every time, the fire department shows up and shows out. If you're in Bell Vegas this weekend, we have a few sponsors over there. Got Grim and Gorley, downtown Maine. You got Tavern on Maine. Got Margaritas, The Office Lounge, the Lincoln Movie Theater, 7 Wine and Sushi Bar. Check them out. Cosmic Comics and Collectibles, Bigfoot Comics, and CNC Food for Yourself. A list of the sponsors of Montez at Midday and Who's to Blame, the podcast. So check them out if you're in Bell Vegas starting tomorrow and Saturday. Check it on out, downtown Bell Vegas. Got the chili cook-off. All right, good folks, let's get on into it. Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for today's show. With the playoffs being on right now, and our St. Louis Cardinals are not in it, you look at it differently. You're seeing players you normally wouldn't see all the time. You find a little bit more bio about them, what they're bringing to the team, what they're bringing to the game. But my observance of this, it's been the crowd. Minus what's going on in Tampa. We can't help people in Florida. They already got the weather and hot women. We can't help you with your sports team as well, as far as getting the capacity. But what I saw in Philly for 2 games with that baseball crowd, imagine, if you will, you going up to bat and you have 45,700 people singing in unison your walk-up song with the bases loaded. What you gonna do? The playoff crowd, man, I'm telling you, I don't care what type of television you got. Just focus on the crowd. They get into it, from the costumes, creativity. The way ball men turn their whole head into a baseball, impressive. I still have questions on how these children are going to playoff games. How? How? Susan, let's find out. Get Rob Manfred on the phone. He's on the phone now. Rob, how are so many kids getting into these playoff games? Okay. Their parents have money. It's their kid. They can do what they want to. Okay. All right. Thank you, Rob Manfred. That was Rob Manfred, Major League Baseball commissioner right there. But if you're watching the games this weekend, well, weekends don't count. Kids can go to the game on weekends. But games during the week, baseball games are not as long as they used to be, but still, it's a school night. But the Major League Baseball playoff crowd does not disappoint. They know their baseball. They know who the fan favorite is, and they know who they want to come in the game to close it out. Between the crowd, the anticipation of the closer coming in the game, and a closer going in doing their job speaks volumes. Speaks volumes. When you get a closer in the game and everybody know that closer coming in, nobody's scoring, nobody's getting on base. All I need is the crowd participation. Let's go. It gets the people going. It kind of makes you want to watch the movie Major League. Wild Thing. Cue the music. You see the ass on that girl in that movie? The next time you watch Major League, watch the lady on the ass with the binoculars that says, cue the music. And she slides across the floor and hits the butt. Look at the ass on that. Don't tell me I don't watch movies. Don't tell me. But the Major League Baseball playoff crowd, from whatever the rival situation may be, the expectations, the letdown from last year, the regular season, the final week of the season, you can see it all in the emotion of the fan during playoff time in Major League Baseball. It's fun, though, observing other players, observing what other teams do when they're down, when they're up. We normally don't get to see the whole side of everything. How many of you watched a lot of Toronto Blue Jays games this year? Raise your hand. Okay, not many. Okay. What about, we probably saw a lot of Phillies games in this area. What about the Rays? Anyone? Okay. I don't think the fans saw them play either. But still, and the Minnesota Twins, 21 years. One kid on the team was 5 years old the last time the Twins won the playoffs. It's stories like that. We've waited a long time. Now it's our time. Sit back, everybody, and watch. Show up and show out with the fan base. That's why I love baseball, especially during playoff time. You get to see the fans really just break down and understand what it feels like to be in the playoffs when we haven't been in a long, long time. Here's the Major League Baseball playoffs. It's Thursday night, kids. That means two things. Thursday night football, college-wise and NFL-wise. On the collegiate side of the ball, we have Sam Houston going against Liberty Mutual. Liberty Mutual going against Liberty. Next up, we got Western Kentucky at La Tech, that being Louisiana Tech. I'm taking Liberty, and I'm taking those games. And for the big daddy of them all, drum roll, please. Chicago Bears against the Washington Commanders. I know, Chicago. I know it's a lot going on. It's like trig. It's like analytic geometry. It's like calculus and a little bit of physics thrown in there. And we may throw some carpentry in there in a way to explain what's going on with the Bears. Shout out to my buddy Shane. That son of yours getting big, man, from the softball teammate. Diehard Chicago fan, not just with the Cubs. I mean, not just with the Bears, but also with the White Sox and the Blackhawks. This is not something that's fixable in 2 or 3 games. They have off-the-field issues. They have legal issues. They have issues in the locker room and as well when the game actually starts. That's not a fixable situation. That lets you know that there's something in-house more disturbing going on with franchises like that. This is why on the collegiate side, when you have quarterbacks on the verge of declaring for the NFL draft, they don't want nothing like this to happen to their NFL future. You go to the wrong situation after all you've been through to making a high school ball, collegiate ball, and to make it to the NFL, and you get treated like this, your first stop in NFL. It makes your parents, it makes your future agent question the maneuvers of your future NFL career. That's why I do believe Caleb Williams and USC, father's going to really take a big look at the big picture of moving forward with his NFL career, because nobody wants to see this happen to themselves, their child, their friend, their relative once they get to the NFL. There's a lot of fingers that can be pointed, but who's going to be held accountable for the actions of the Chicago Bears is where it lies. Now, can they possibly turn this thing around? You can, but you got to take it one game at a time. You just can't do it all. You can't make up from being gone from 3 years in 1 week. You can't do stuff like that. It sounds good on television. It sounds good in soap operas and rom-coms, but in all actual life, it doesn't work that way. And once the Bears realize that and have that calming session, I think they can move forward. But as of tonight, with a defense is hungry as the Washington Commanders, and it has my boy, my dude, Montez Sweat, still trying to get him on the show. Montez and Montez. I'm still going to try and reach out to him. But I like this Washington defense. I have for quite some time. But Ron Rivera, note to self, you cannot use that excuse anymore that the defense was tired. The offense was gassed. You can't use terminology like that in the NFL, because early in the year, in the spring, in the offseason, Eric Public, the enemy, was trying to get that team into what, kids? Shape. And it goes to prove to you they were not in what, kids? Shape. Thursday night football games have not been that good this year, but it is early. This is pretty much a pulling of the tail, wagging of the tail. Somebody needs to do something. Can this be the game, the stepping stone that the Chicago Bears need to get back into some type of identity moving forward in this year's NFL season? Offensively is why I see the issues up with the Washington football team. Offensively. That defense can handle its business. I have Washington winning this game, and I'm going to use the Washington defense tonight because I'm in the Friendly's Fantasy Football League. I'm going against last year's champion, that being Ken. I have one win on the year. We're going to see how this goes. By the way, all fantasy football players, don't forget to set your draft tonight by 5 p.m., depending on what type of league you play in. So that's my feelings on Thursday night football. 2 college games, Sam Houston and Liberty. Give me Liberty. Western Kentucky at La Tech. Give me La Tech. And NFL-wise, you got the Bears against Washington until I get some true identity, some DNA testing and results from the Bears. I'm going with the Washington Commanders and my boy, Montez Sweat. Guys, it is Throwback Thursday. Thoughts and concerns out there for everyone on this liquid sunshine of the day. We're going to take a short break here and have a word from our sponsor, because you know what? Drake cares. Let's get out of Nutrient in the drive. Be right back with a word from our sponsor.
St. Louis, are you suffering from depression? Our advanced mental health treatments offer support to those facing depression. Supported by science and over 1 million treatments administered, a countless number of lives have been revitalized with our newfound healing process. Because your well-being matters, we have 2 convenient St. Louis locations dedicated to your transformative pursuit of mental wellness. We understand the importance of informed decisions. Research, discover, and take the first step toward a brighter tomorrow. Visit palmiertms.com to uncover more about our non-drug treatment for depression, covered by all major insurance plans. Let us stand by your side on this journey towards mental wellness. Contact us today.
All right, good folks, and welcome back to Montez at Midday. I'm your host, Trey Montez, and it is Throwback Thursday. Tell it Thursday. Or just Thursday, however way you want to say it. What up, Mickey? My brother from the state of Washington. What's going on with you, my man? If you're just tuning in, we've discussed about the Major League Baseball playoff crowd. Oh, boy, how exciting it has been. We've also discussed what's on tap tonight, football-wise. Thursday night football, collegiate-wise. Got 2 games collegiately. Sam Houston and Liberty. Western Kentucky at La Tech. In football, you got the Bears at Washington. Should be a lot of fun. On to the discussion of the day. Getting out of the friend zone. You heard about this thing maybe in junior high, high school, collegiate, military years. And in your 30s and 40s, you may have fell into this thing that's been like a rom-com phenomenon going on. When you get into a situation where you end up being friends, but that's not where you want to be. You want to get into a relationship. You want to push it a step further. But as movies have told us, don't do that. Don't ruin a good friendship by trying to have sex or trying to start a relationship. But here is my question on that. Why do most people say, I feel like I married my best friend? Or I'm in love with my best friend? Or I want to marry my best friend. Then you turn around in the friend zone. You're in that situation with someone. You call each other best friends. There's some type of a feeling there, but you both are like, we shouldn't. One is like, we should. One is like, no, let's just remain friends. And 20 years down the line, you end up hooking up because you didn't know how to get out of the friend zone. And it seems to be happening again. There's an array of rom-coms coming out this holiday season. Had a few sneak peeks of some. And they're dealing with this particular issue here, getting out of the friend zone. How did you address that situation? If you have a teenager at home, a college student at home about to come home for their long-ass break, their dirty-ass laundry getting on your damn nerves, messing up your hookup nights, how do you handle the coworker that's 25 to 35 that's going through it and you see this? And you have the experience being in it and getting out of it. There have been some unique maneuvers that have been pulled off by some Hollywood types that were in the friend zone, who got out of the friend zone, and they started a marriage or lengthy relationship. But what is the advice to people on getting out of the friend zone? What are some of the signs of the friend zone? Like, dude, you have no shot. Girl, too late. Y'all friends now. Those are signs. Well, y'all, you're definitely friends. Oh, shit. Friend zone shit. What are some of the signs of the friend zone out there? If you can share for the people, I think it'd be really encouraging for the people because it's that time. What you doing next couple of weeks? Why? Well, I got a work function. I was wondering if you could go. That's a way to get out of the friend zone. That's also a way to get in the damn friend zone. So you have to be careful on what you're getting yourself into and what you're trying to get yourself out of and into. I'm quite sure there are lots of people right now contemplating their daily move on how to get out of the friend zone and reestablish their true intentions. The movies have a great way of doing it, but reality, we can fuck shit up. For one, this is real. TV, they can say, cut, let's do that again. Bring in the clouds. Bring in a dog. Now, give me some sunlight over here. Okay. Give me some fake crying in the background and put some Teddy Pendergrass on. See, they do that in the movies. But in real life, we think we have to be perfect with the reapproach to getting out of the friend zone. But in all actuality, I just think it takes a true conversation. You can't go to the hangout spot where everybody knows your name. You can't go to the park where everybody sees you guys walking your dogs together. You have to go off the grid to have that getting out of the friend zone conversation. Not too serious, not too funny. Don't throw in the if. You got to go in there with confidence. You got to go in there with confidence. Because the moment you put if or but on there, you're back in what, kids? The friend zone. But if you have advice, there's a plethora of people out there that could use advice on getting out of the friend zone. It's so dramatic. In high school, it's brutal. Oh, it's brutal getting out of the friend zone. Oh, you don't know how you got in there. How the hell I get in there? What happened? All I got was a ride home. Let me out of this thing. And you're stuck in there for 3 or 4 years. Then to the people it happens to in college and in the military, that's a 10-year trap, getting caught in the friend zone. In college and in the military, that's a 10-year trap you're locked into that you have no idea how to get out of. You're like, damn, how do I get out of this thing? How? Then you get into it in corporate America, you're 25 to 35. Most people quit their jobs if they can't get out of the friend zone, because you spend more time around that person you're starting to have these feelings for, but you're just a friend. You're just a friend. I'm not talking about play sisters and play brothers. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the people that are actually caught in the friend zone. Those of you know who you are. They have about 8 movies coming out between October 15th and the end of the year dealing with these issues right here, especially for the young folk. Because the young folk, it really messes with them psychologically. They think it's more about them. They did something wrong. You're not doing nothing wrong. You're a great friend. That's all. It's just the moment the friendship happens, I think the communication needs to be said and done right there. Look, I don't want no more friends of the opposite sex. I've had enough. We can be together. No, don't try that approach. Don't try it. I can see it now. Dre told me to, no. All I said, if you can offer some advice to people that are caught in this little situation of getting out of the friend zone, share the advice. We'll share it with the people, by the people, of the people. That's what you get right here. It's a conversation with grown folks. If we can help each other, let's do it. If I can help you, there it is. If you can help the audience, there it is. Everyone is helping somebody. There, isn't it the way it works? Susan, you had an experience in the friend zone? You trying to get out of it? You want more? Susan wants more out of her friend. Oh, you want a real relationship? Oh boy. How long? 5 years? Oh man, that's tough. If you've been trying to get out of the friend zone more than 2 years, you in trouble. You stuck. Just fuck it. Y'all friends. Y'all are friends. Friends. Now, you new ones out there, that 3 to 6 month relationship and friends, you better nip it in the bud right now. You better put your foot down right now. Shoot your shot. Let it in there right now. Let's go. All in on 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. There it is right there. There it is right there. Moving on to the NBA. There's been some shaking up out there in the NBA. There's been some shaking and shocking out there in the NBA. A lot of it. Moving pieces, confidence getting a little better. People getting better endorsement deals. Hey, then updated their dating game, lifestyle, crib, car, clothing. Okay. What about on the court? I think the front runner right now, and I hate playing this game, but right now, the way the Joker is talking and the way the whole Denver Nuggets clique is talking, they're the front runner to win it again. Behind that, due to what they did, you got the Bucks. Behind that, due to what they did, you got the Celtics. And what they haven't done, but there's still a little ounce of something could be left in the tank with the Phoenix Suns. But I think of those 4, those 3 in order: Denver Nuggets, Milwaukee Bucks, and the Boston Celtics. Right now, that is something else right there for sure. That is definitely something else to look at. All right, we got 2 more things we're going to talk. Well, one more thing to talk about when we get back. It's about a wedding gift. You as a parent, give this to your child for a wedding gift, but they don't use it for the wedding. Be right back to tell you what that gift is. One last break here from our sponsor, Mountain Man Scrub. Get your scrub on.
Mountain Man Scrub. As smooth as a river flows. Mountain Man Scrub
Get your scrub on. All right, good people. Welcome back to Montez at Midday on this throwback Thursday edition of the show. We've been chopping it up, talking about Major League Baseball playoff crowd. Got football tonight. And the question of the day on the topic of the day was getting out of the friend zone. How do you do it? Also, NBA-wise, Nuggets, Bucks, Celtics, oh my. Who do you got winning it all right now? Right now. Everyone would love to ideally throw their kid a wedding. No matter how many, you want to have an integral part in their wedding. You're in a situation. You give your child $20,000 for their wedding. $20,000 for their wedding, planning their upcoming wedding. Your daughter tells you, your child tells you they don't want to use the money for the wedding. They want to use the money for the person that they're marrying debt. Your child is marrying somebody with debt. So instead of using the money on their wedding, they want to use it on a person that they're marrying's past debt to clear up everything and start fresh. Is that okay with you? Is that something that person that's marrying your child should already taken care of? It's their responsibility. It's their debt. It occurred before they met your child. Chime in on that. You give your child $20,000 for their wedding, but they don't use the $20,000 on their wedding. They use it instead on the person that they're marrying past debt. Now, you talk to people in the South and people who have been married before, who marry somebody with debt, you understand they're coming in with a zero balance on both sides. Okay, now we can go. Because you come in with the negative, that could be a hell of a hole to get out of. Now you may need more than 20 grand. It's kind of an even kill situation. I need more details on this, but just the vast question of putting it out there like that flat out, that's going to take a two-parent conversation. You give your child $20,000 for their wedding, but they don't use the money on their wedding. Now, it's their wedding. It's a gift to them for their wedding. But instead of using it on their wedding, your child decides to use it on the person that they're marrying past debt. They want to clear the debt of the person that they're marrying. Looking at today's time and understand the financial situation that's going on right now, I can admire that deal. I bet that probably was a tougher question to get a definitive answer from in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. But right now, understanding financial stability, understanding where you're trying to go, because ideally when you marry somebody, you should be on the same page as where it comes to living and lifestyle. You should be on the same page. So that's reading more into the question. But that's a fair question to ask, though. If you're giving someone a gift, they should use it as they seem fit for them. But it is your child. And you would ideally want your child to be with someone that understands the ups and downs of a marriage and moving forward. It's not always going to be sunny skies or cloudy, but there will be times. And maybe this starting out with zeros on both sides could really help. Other than going into it after the wedding, question it on wedding night when you should be wanky, wanky, wank, wank. You worried about, oh, now we got to start off the marriage in debt. But now with that $20,000, we may have a little bit left over. We can have a decent honeymoon. I don't think everybody wants to spend $30,000 on the honeymoon, especially people who have never been no damn where. Now, if we've both been living in the same city, in the same state, our whole damn lives, I don't think we want to go to Paris, France. No. But if we both have traveled all over the place, I'm quite sure we can come to a meeting of the minds to where we want to go for our honeymoon. I mean, I've only had, out of the 4, one church wedding, one huge wedding, one. courthouse. But neither here nor there, it's up to the individuals on how much they want to spend for their wedding. I've been to some big, huge weddings when I drove a limo part-time and when I played best man a few times. Or I was in a wedding a few times. And none of those people are still married. None of them. It seems like the bigger the wedding, the less you're going to be married. The smaller the wedding and the more complex the wedding is, the longer the people are together because they understand the situation that they're in and where they're trying to go to and their background. Some people don't realize the background is really important when you're building a future, a marriage with someone. But again, back to the original question. $20,000 wedding gift you give to your child, but they use the money to clear up their future partner's debt. Right there. Kids, it is Throwback Thursday. Liquid sunshine going on, depending on where you at in your neck of the woods. Tomorrow's Friday. That means what, kids? Chili cook-off in Bell Vegas. I'm bringing my own bib and my own spoon. I got a pack. I got the whole kit and caboodle. I'm coming prepared. Prepared. Yeah, buddy. It's all about the chili at the cook-off. Well, folks, thanks for tuning into today's show. It's been fun. It's been blast. It's been wonderful. It's been beautiful. If you want to tune in at 2 p.m. today on our Who's to Blame the podcast page, we will be doing a podcast today, episode 532, I believe, and we're going to be discussing cheering and booing the wrong people. Have we gotten it wrong? That will be a live version of that at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time here on Dre Montez and Who's to Blame Facebook page, as well as Twitter at W2B Dre Montez and YouTube Dre Montez. So until next time, good people, holla, be good and be good at it. And don't forget to appreciate the details of the day. Peace. And we out, good people.